Hello?
Hello. Actually, am I muted?
How's it going?
Muted.
Sweet on Dave.
I don't have anything new this week.
I want to do a playtest. Hopefully Dave shows up for it.
Yeah. We turned Fiona's crib into a toddler bed. She is
Yeah, you're mentioning that, right?
not having it.
Uh,
Yeah.
On Saturday.
She doesn't like it.
She just doesn't want to be alone.
Oh, is the crib in your room?
No, it's in the same spot and everything, but like she's just like gets out of the bed and like we have like a thing so she can't open the door from the inside, but she'll just like scream at the door. Right now she's calmed down. I think. Hopefully still. She was when I came up here.
I I texted Chelsea to ask about to see if it was okay, for to bring kids to the baby shower. I didn't know if I had asked you last week if we were invited slash expected to go. You had said yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know because I know my kids came to your guys' baby shower, but I didn't know if that was the case for this one, so I wanted to make sure. But I didn't hear back from Chelsea. I assume because of this
She was
toddler bed
having
situation.
yeah, and like she was having trouble with her phone too. She wasn't getting texts for a while.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's fine. I'll ask her right now. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Don't bug her if there's kid stuff, pain in the ass stuff. You're still here.
Oh, speaking of the Dave. Just texted you.
Speaking of the Devil.
The Devil. Alright, does anyone else have anything to show? I guess Jeff will wait for Jeff to get back, but if not, we can just jump right into the playtest.
I drew a new Mr. Tutorial.
I saw the pieces in the thing. Yeah, we need to get all the art, the old art, replaced. That is not ours. Yeah, it looks good. He's less like less Michael Scott, more Bob Vance.
Yeah.
In his actual depiction.
We'll see. First group of heads I drew, I think was, I don't know, he looked a little too scumbaggy, so I tried to make him look a little more personable in the next group.
Alright, hello.
Hello. Jeff just went to go ask Chelsea something. But then once he's back, we'll do a playtest unless you have anything you want to show off.
I made stickers out of all my actual things. I didn't make them in Unity, but I put them into the Git thing.
Okay.
That's all I did.
Let me see if I see them. I did not see them the other day, so I didn't pull them.
I did it like 5 or something. I don't know. I did it today though.
Gotcha.
Or uploaded.
Alright, yeah, all those, I'll get those in for next week or whatever.
Whatever.
I 2 weeks ago I told the guy that runs the jiu-jitsu place that I need to cancel for next month, that I got laid off and I don't know when I'll be able to afford it again, and he was like, yeah, no problem, sorry about that. I was like, yeah, and then yesterday would have been my last day that I was paid up for, and as I was walking out, he's like, just come for free. And I was like,
I feel like that is
Yeah.
pretty common. Like they kind of.
For a
It
wrestler.
also is good for them, honestly. I
think
feel like they
Black
want.
for them to train against, yeah. Or a wrestler, I mean, specifically.
Also, it's just like a just having people to spar with, a more bigger variety is probably better, right? I don't know how many people are at your
it's
dojo or
pretty, I
whatever.
don't know, there's like, average class is probably 20 people, morning classes are like 7 or 8, and then, you know, if it's, most I've ever seen is like maybe 30 people in there. But, it was very, very nice of him, and I was like, you know, thank you, but I'll get you back. He's like, don't worry about getting me back, just, don't tell anybody. And,
So now you're telling your stream, the world.
yes, the world. But it makes me so anxious whenever anyone does anything like that. It makes me want to.
Because you feel like you owe them.
Yes, exactly. And I know that's not. He's a very nice dude, and I know that's not how he meant it. You know, I know. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, I don't think he's like.
Yeah, it's just you to smuggle something at some point.
Like
Take this
taking advantage of the human tendency towards reciprocity or anything like that. I think it's just a genuine. He was just trying to be nice because he knows I got laid off, but it still does make me incredibly anxious.
It'll all the timing will work out. You'll get a new job and you'll get a $30,000 bonus.
Yeah, that would be nice. Although that's kind of the way it worked out for Andrea, and she said she owed an insane amount back on her taxes this year. Because like she kind
Is
of
that
didn't
treated
really have
is
much of a
severance
gap.
treated differently?
No, it's all. I think it all goes towards the same thing, and like, seemed like, yeah, like it knocked her up
At
into
that point,
another tax bracket because
Tax
like,
bracket. Yeah, but that stuff only applies for the money that you earned over the amount. So like, you don't have to worry about like the money you had already made. That below the amount that gets taxed.
yeah, it's
at that rate.
marginal, but I'm not sure what the number is. But she was like, I've never owed this much back in taxes in my life.
It must just be that they didn't. It's a lump sum 30K, and they didn't take the taxes out. Something like that. Well, we lost Jeff. He was here and it just disappeared entirely.
Probably
Just
dealing
like
with Fiona
my-
stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see your picture,
Well, while we wait.
Dave.
Yeah. Do we have anything new, or is it just?
No, I mean, yeah, I just colored it in with the white back.
Let's
Stuck them in there.
Why don't we jump in and try to
Okay.
replicate that one co-op bug while we're waiting, the one that Dave got one time where he had it selected but it wasn't actually selected. See if we can find a set of actions that leads to that happening, because I haven't actually tested that since that happened.
Oh, also,
No, also, so you should notice Chris's new connect screen and if you don't see it, then you have to do that thing that I showed you to clear the cache. I still have to figure out. There's something you can do called cache busting that makes it so that people don't have to do this anymore. But I had to look into it. But anyway, if you don't see, if
Yeah,
you
it looks
see
like
an
the
input
old one.
field, if it looks like the normal one, then where it has an input field in the very beginning, then you have to clear your cache. So to do that, the easiest way is just to hit F12. Ignore the new stuff that pops up. We just have to have this window open, and go up to the normal refresh button,
Alright, I'm
right
back.
click it, and hit empty cache.
It's okay if your kids come.
right on. Thank you for checking. Sorry if that was
Yep.
sorry if that
No, I went down and Fiona had peed in the bed.
She was awake. She was just protesting.
I still feel the old
No, she
version.
takes off her diaper because she
Am I supposed to be on
thinks
like
it's gonna get
test
us to come in.
version or something?
Yeah, are we in the dev part? Is that what we're doing?
What is the address for
Yeah.
this one again? It's www.
It's playstripped.com/stripped_dev, capital S, capital D. Capitals matter because it's just like a reroute.
Playstrip.com
/stripped_dev, capital S and capital D. When you get there, you will likely need to clear your cache because I don't have the cache busting stuff set up yet.
I don't remember how to do that.
So hit F12. It opens the console again. Ignore everything there. Just
I'm seeing the
right
new
click
menu stuff, so mine might be fine.
You're probably good then. Yeah.
I was only seeing it because I was just going regular play stripped.
Oh, okay. Jeff, do you see the new
Oh,
menu
there's
stuff
one.
where there's no input field in the middle?
Hold on. There is no input field in the middle.
All right, then you're good. Then you probably have the
Okay.
newest version. All right.
2.4.4.
Yeah, but I forgot to iterate that version number, so that's actually the same as the last one. I had to manually iterate that, which is annoying. So sometimes I forget. Alright, I should make something that automatically iterates that every time I build. That would be nice. Or at least puts like a random number at the end. Okay. I'm gonna go to host and we'll do compete since we're all here. 1 second. or the code rather. I got your before your buttons weren't coloring, Chris. I don't know if that was something that you had noticed or if that was just something that didn't get pushed, but I updated it so the buttons color now properly. Because they were grabbing the wrong initial color, so they were always gray.
Didn't they start, it's supposed to start gray and then turn reddish or orange? I can't remember.
Well, they start red, then they get turned gray right away, but they are supposed to grab their original color before that, and they didn't. They weren't grabbing that.
The host must start the game.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Chris. Now I know who I'm waiting for. Alright. Alright, let's get a game. It's been a while. I do feel like there must be something wrong with this randomness, because I always feel like I get that goddamn controller every single time.
I feel like I never get the controller.
Maybe it's just in my head. Well, it's been a while. Let's see if I have my comic chops back. I've not done this in a while.
What did I get? Oh, I need the bush. Not my best
Ah,
work,
damn it.
but
I did not finish.
Me neither. It's gonna be a tiny accident thing, but I didn't get done in time.
Like that close up in the beginning.
I like the creative use of the
More bubbles.
bubbles there, yeah.
Yep.
Is he gonna be dancing? Gonna dance?
I was trying to. Never got there fully. Dancing was an option.
Two, oh, I looked and it's not what I thought it was. Things.
The I did barely finish though. Reminds me, when we play regularly, it's like I have extra time, and every time we take a break and play again, I'm like, actually,
Ooh. There's sounds I should be hearing.
No.
nah, there's no
sound
sounds
over it.
yet.
So the pig is what still needs work done, but the rest of it works.
Right on. Does the round actually increment on the side thing yet, or
Yeah,
no?
it'll increment. Yeah.
me get my last words in.
What?
He's slow. It's a turtle.
That's pretty good.
The pencil.
The pencil finally, the pencil finally proves its
Revenge
worth.
of
It
the
heard
pencil.
it's fucking
Good use
heard
of the I'm guessing.
criticisms.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it looked a lot smaller from far away. It was gonna say. Next time.
Like, where's it gone? Also interesting, the one didn't make it into the panel somehow. It had so like one's still
Oh yeah.
white.
Still white.
Oh, there we go. They're just a little rusty. All these are a lot better.
Well, my arrows aren't working. I can't flip.
Oh no. Let me know if it.
Marcus
doesn't
fucking
fix
rigged it.
itself.
I have to vote for
Did you
his.
tab out of the window by trying to hit the down arrow?
I think so. I'm clicking all like my thing's clicking. It's clicking on the arrows. The arrow.
You see
button
the
is
arrow
already
moving, it just
interacting.
doesn't. Yeah. It may. It's possible. It's a bug. I mean, it's definitely a bug. But the question is, oh, these aren't rotating anymore too. I'll have to figure that out.
Oh, interesting. Someone didn't vote that time, so.
Yeah.
Oh, probably me because I was worried about my arrows.
I'll also have to make it so the oh, hold on, let me focus here.
Oh. Oh wait, here it is. I still have it. Okay. I need a fourth panel so bad. Try to work it into this one maybe. I ruined it by trying to fit too much in. Weird.
Candy. Okay, that's good. You happy? I like that.
That's cute.
So I wanted the fourth panel here so I could have him say oops and then just have him and the money disappear.
Well, I still can't click.
Oh yeah, now I can't move him either. Interesting. Why? Why? I don't know. Can everybody else move their panels?
I can move.
Yep.
I can vote.
You still can't vote, Dave?
No. Well, I can vote, but can't move my panels.
Yeah.
I'll vote for this guy, though. There you go.
Very interesting. Let's see if it breaks for anyone else. Dave and I just can't vote for it. I think you need more. I think I need to put more time on this screen.
Yes,
too.
this is too
It happens
quick.
very quickly. It's 15 seconds right now, but I made it so I made a timeline thing so you can, like, you set up your default times and then you can scale it. So if you like the spacing between everything, you can just be like, okay, double the time, and it'll just work.
I feel like we're gonna get some of the same joke here. There's a very obvious one, I think.
Yeah, there is.
I'm still doing it.
And I'm doing.
ditched an Independence Day reference at the last moment.
Oh, damn it.
Clever.
Ran out of time.
That was the one.
Yeah.
That's cute.
The last dialogue thing should be in the last panel, but with an ellipse.
That's good.
I almost did. Hey boys, I'm back. To the poop.
Yeah, I still can't move it. Can everyone else move theirs still?
Yeah, I can still move.
My best guess is that maybe I was rotating it while the round ended, so it like broke the state or something. While. That would actually make sense, because if I do it in a coroutine, which I most likely do, it would then not clear the coroutine. Ah, that I bet I know how to fix this pretty easily. Alright, well now it'll keep going, and it will break. Alright, so we played suggestions. I'm gonna back out because it'll just break here.
Just some of the timing on the animations, but like you said, that should be easy enough to do. I think the
Yeah, do we think that like twice as long on those animations?
I think
Or do we think,
Uh,
so it's 15 seconds right now. Would you want 20 seconds, 25, 30?
on just the
Yeah,
animations
like-
themselves, it's 15 seconds.
make them 1.5 times longer or something.
1.5 times
No.
longer, so let's say like 25, 22.
It was
20
22
right?
seconds originally, the whole thing. That we
Alright,
included.
I'll try making it 22 seconds then.
Alright, I'll be back shortly.
I also think, so once I get this in, I think we should do a polish pass on the game as it is, because I need to do the pig stuff, because it takes, I spent 8 hours getting these, like just reprogramming all the animation stuff to get it to where I wanted it, to make it super easy to modular and easy to work with, and easy to adjust the times on everything without having to go into the feedbacks themselves to do it. Once we get that in, I'll get the piggy bank done, but I don't really want to touch it again after that. I don't think we should try to redo it right away. I think we should put a polish pass on everything else. Like, I think that there should be a chest or something, or like when you get your stickers, they are in like a drawer or something, and that way I don't have to guess at what is in the panel and what isn't. And I can start to make it so that the things that you do that are supposed to go across panels appear. I'm not just taking pictures of panels. I actually spawn the stickers for the panels themselves. I think that would be beneficial in terms of obviously not ruining people's jokes when they're presented. It's fine, but when you see them in the score screen, they can look weird and broken. But also just like making it clear, you know, what's supposed to be in the comic and not, right? If you don't need to drag stuff around your workspace, you have a drawer that you can pull the sticker out of, right?
Yeah, I mean,
then you can
accidentally
safely
deleting
delete.
your sticker is a thing that's happened a
Yeah.
couple times to me. So just having a way to
Yes.
reclaim it.
So I think we just having like a drawer in general where your sticker lives, and you can always just pull a new copy of that out. Makes sense. And then you can like pretty quickly clear up your workspace if you want to.
I think, yeah, polish pass. I do still think there's value to a joke from me button. There's polish path things. You know, we need to redo the, or like, you know, we could use your new interface thing or whatever if you want to do that with this, but like the popsicle sticklers, you know, the animations have been broken on them. Like they'll jump around.
It's
they
the
warp.
up and down one, right? That is, or is it the? Because I
So
feel like they
there's
didn't
three
break too
things. They
much
don't.
there.
They flip without their animation. They sometimes just like fly into the sky for some reason, and then
They flip without their animation.
They flip without their animation.
I never see them flip without their animation. Interesting.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Let me go to my YouTube. I thought I saw it happen.
Because the only way for them to flip is with the animation. I like none of that code changed.
Oh, they also, yeah, they don't come, yeah, the up and down, they don't come, they like just, they go down and then they just appear.
Yeah, that one is the one I'm thinking of. That one's the one that is broken. But that's the thing where like, so those feedbacks when we make them, they need to be all relative coordinate systems. They can't be absolute coordinate systems, and some of them were. And I think when I was changing them over, that's when some of the animations broke. Because like, when they're absolute coordinate systems, I can't move them around the scene and have them work with my scene's camera.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a drop down to change it from local to non.
Yeah, I think I changed them all to to relative to local space or whatever, and that's what made them break.
All right, I'm back.
But if you can take a look at that to see what the problem is, that's your stuff.
Yeah, the speeds on the end, I think the angle on the vote screen is a little harsh on the like the sort of like side angle. Like I think could be a little less severe. What else?
The panels, the carousel's more flat, is what you're saying. It's
like just the angle the camera's at, so it's so that the panels appear slightly more flat.
okay.
The when I noticed this time when I go to type a single character thing for the word bubble, like the first character always seems to be blank. Like if I type just a question mark, I have to type a question mark then another question mark. Otherwise, it's nothing. It's like nothing.
Wait, say it again. When you go to type, the first panel's blank.
When I go to type a single character word bubble, if I type the
Here, let's hang out in a co-op so you can show me.
Just the first character always appears to be like blank.
Oh, you mean it gets consumed? Oh, oops, sorry, I'm in the wrong thing. Or unless maybe this is wrong. Oh yeah, I think the collab takes me to competitive right now. Never mind, ignore that that code. I'll just test it here in offline mode. Okay, yeah, it looks like it does get consumed. Yeah. Only for the question mark though. Interesting. Not for only for special characters, it looks like. Yeah, that's probably because I'm manually, like the keyboard stuff doesn't work for WebGL, like the normal keyboard callbacks. So I'm manually, it's been a while. Comic chops back. Interesting. I'm manually parsing those keyboard inputs, which is probably why that's happening. So I just have to improve that system. Easy enough to do. Let me write some of this down. Alright, word bubbles. special characters are consumed when
Oh, also,
creating a
the
loot
stickers
bubble.
should be in the pose that they're in when you leave the drafting screen in the next screen. Sometimes they go to a different pose, which
Yeah, I
is
think
fine
they
for us
swapped
because
them
we
in
know what the
pose.
groupings are, but somebody playing for the first time will be like, wait, I didn't pick this. Then also,
I know what the stickers are, and I already get that sometimes.
yeah. And then what was the other thing?
Magnet.
I had another thing.
Transition from draft to create, maintain pose from draft. All right. Oh yeah, the carousel bug. I know that can't spin carousel. I'm pretty sure that's because I'm using coroutines. And once that coroutine gets disabled, it stops running, and then it will prevent it from running again because it has to clear it because it doesn't clear the current running coroutine state. All right. What else? So I got word bubbles, transition from draft stage, create carousel bug. I already changed the length of that round to 25 seconds with a 22-second animation. I guess I could maybe make that a little longer. Maybe I should make the round itself like 28 seconds or something. Just so that you have some time to linger on the final scores and shit. Actually, you have 6 whole seconds to think about what you've done. Alright, what else?
I do also
Other
think there
polish
should
needs to
probably
get
be
in.
like after everyone's I feel like there's something missing on the nameplates coming in, maybe some squash and stretch or something. But
Yeah, I think there is a part of that animation that broke. You can go look at it at some point if you want. I could also look at it. But
and there should also be a little more pause between there should be this guy made not between showing each person's, although that could be longer too. But there after everyone's nameplates are up, there should be a second or two, or maybe 5 or 6 before the coins start coming in, so you can be like, okay, this is who all made each of these, and then
yeah, that should be easy to do in script. It all goes into something I call a timeline. I call a timeline. I just created it. I invented this idea, this concept.
Damn, I had something else, but
Linear
I can't
time. Have you heard of
remember
it?
it now.
And that so that the timeline it should be pretty easy to adjust. But yeah, all right. Animation. More time between.
Oh, the black curtain should be, between all the
Showing.
things and say the round names so that people get accustomed to what the stages are.
Yeah. The black curtain also, I think it should also fade out too, or move out too, but I just don't have that set up. More time between showing textures and showing panels and showing coins.
Honestly, we should just take some time, maybe with the baby shower this weekend. But even still, I should still have time if you want to do this weekend or or next
Yeah, sit
weekend.
down. I'll just say for animation, I'll just say sit down with Chris and tune.
Like if we just go through each of the things and just one by one, just start making it look nice. And then I do need to make it sounded like you might be interested in making the piggy bank breaking and newspaper end of the game thing.
Well, the newspaper thing is already prototyped, and Jeff has. I just need Jeff's textures, and I need to set up like the size of the thing, and I basically need to know what pixels I need to start at to paste the panels into, and what the size of the panels are going to be in the newspaper. I don't know if you have that information off the top of your head, Jeff, if that's easy to get, but
I'll have to do a couple things, but I can figure it out.
yeah. So the pixel offset from, I assume that your textures in Adobe are also are numbered the same as Unity's, where 0, 0 is the bottom left, and 1, 1, or and 100, 100, or whatever it may be. The width, max width, max height is the top right.
So
If not, I can figure it out, pretty easily by just subtracting it from the max. But I just, I just need the starting for each panel. I need the starting pixel, starting from the bottom left, ideally. But just give me the starting pixel in whatever orientation you have, and let me know what your orientation is, and then the size of each panel.
Here's another one. Is actually this makes the other one not have to be solved about the poses from the draft, but and if we're going to eventually put a drawer in for the stickers anyway, might as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things, honestly. That sticker drawers needs to be in so you can recover those deleted stickers, and also so you can clean up your workspace and don't have to have shit just floating around when you're in the presentation mode.
I was gonna say before that though, not having the stickers appear in the center of everything, and also having the word bubbles lerp up from the bottom when you start typing rather than just appearing would be nice.
Not having the other stickers appear in the center of everything. Oh yes, you mean yes.
So put them in the drawer if we're doing that, or if not, lay them out nicely in a line at the bottom.
Yeah, they'll go in the drawer. But yes, so that'll take care of that. And then it's your fault if you drag them out and put them in and make a big mess. That being said, actually, that does probably mean the drawer needs to not be full width, because you need a place to drag them onto, and you might not want to drag them right into the panel. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, also the poofs between shows in the display phase, we should get rid of those poofs and do some other transition. And the poofs should be in for deleting stickers rather than having them just disappear.
Yes, I mean that should poof for deletion only, which they are in, right?
They're in, but it only happens right now when in the presentation phase. When you're in creation, if you delete them, they just disappear. In competitive, at least. I'm not sure about cooperative.
Let's see.
So they should. I guess the drawer could be like a small thing, small little tab that appears and shows maybe just the silhouettes or something of the stickers, and if you mouse over them, they go through their poses, like in the yada yada yada. You click on them, and they poof to appear, and then if you delete them, they poof to disappear, and then get rid of the poofs in the presentation.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to turn off the poofs, but I can do that. That shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, there are no poofs in the creation mode, or offline mode. They're in creative, though, and I do remember that.
There could also maybe be for the coin stacking for people that get multiple votes. There could maybe be a little more time. That does seem a little quick how fast the coins stack up. For all that stuff we can just go through together.
Alright.
Oh, this is
Word
what
bubbles
this
also
is.
need
This
to
was
be
the
cleaned
thing
up.
that. Okay, so it's not that they flip without the animation. It's that in the draft they flip, sometimes they flip, or is this just? Oh, okay. So when they are completely like zero horizontality, like when they are completely aligned with the camera to where you can't see them, that's when the pose should change. They flip and then they change their pose.
Yeah, I think the problem is that was timing based and not animation based or something. So it needs to be animation based or whatever, or needs to be part of a timeline where the timing can be guaranteed easily or whatever, and then scaled easily. Because I do think I remember why that is, because the timing had broken on them. Yeah, because annoyingly, there's the one thing I checked for it in feedbacks and I couldn't find it. But I couldn't find a thing in feedbacks that lets you like trigger an event.
I think it's called the MM sequencer.
It's its own piece then. Yeah, if I wanted to like have an event trigger after like when one of those feedbacks finished or something, like that would be the perfect time to do it. Have one a feedback, twist it to or flatten it, right? Align it with the camera, and then and then trigger the event, and then the feedback that does the rest, right? And I was surprised that it wasn't super intuitive of how to find that.
I might be wrong, but I think it's called the MM sequencer component. I've never actually used it because all the stuff, everything that I'm making is pretty simple, so I haven't really needed to use it. But I assume that's what it is.
Alright, I can get the bug that Dave and I ran into fixed. I really think that should be really, really easy to fix.
I can make the piggy bank breaking if you want to do the newspaper. I can work on that, and we can.
The newspaper I can get in. I need to figure out the rest of the piggy bank. I need to get that parameterized. Right now it's not. It always does the same amount of coins.
I just mean like draw a bunch of. Oh, actually, the piggy bank needs to be redrawn. I was gonna say I thought that Mr. Tutorial was the last thing that's not ours, but the piggy bank is not ours either. And anything else in there, I can't remember. But yeah, like I'll draw a new piggy bank and draw pieces. Make it so that it can break into pieces, and we just use Jeff's hammer to break it, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Have the hammer thrown.
I also think we could actually use, you could probably use that piggy bank in the actual
game as a sticker.
Yeah, as a sticker. I think that'd be fun, just having animations that just use the stickers that we made. Yeah, so I'll be able to parameterize the piggy bank animation because it does take a while to set that shit up. I'll parameterize that, and then for next week, and I'll fix the carousel bug, and I might be able to prototype a sticker drawer, but we'll see. That might be pushing it. But after that, that's pretty. I think that's almost good enough to get some people playtesting it. There's also a selection bug.
I would really like a joke for me button before that.
Well, start figuring out what that would look like in terms of the jokes, your setups and jokes and stuff like that. There's a selection bug I noticed too. For some reason, when you're dragging stuff into a panel or out of a panel, sometimes the selection will get off until you put the other sticker in the panel. Yeah, I need to figure that out.
How difficult would it be to put a unique button on the word bubbles? Would that be a pain the way things are set up right now? That's the way I picture it. It's just like a button.
I used to have it set up, and then it broke because your animation required them be the same. But I could parameterize the buttons themselves so that they'll take an
that's another
action.
Thing. The animation on the animate forever ago I made animations for the buttons coming out that still can be put.
I think I turned them off because they were breaking. And yes, if because your animations are not parameterizable, like they have to have 5 buttons always, and they have to be the same buttons. I can't like swap out the set. I hadn't changed them, but I originally made that panel with a different set of buttons entirely. What I can do instead is I can make it so that like, okay, you can parameterize the buttons themselves, so the button will accept
Do you
any
just mean
icon and
that
any.
the animation needs to act on 2 different things to move it, because that you can do that.
The animation should be able to act regardless of. I should be able to give it the number of buttons, and it should be able to handle any number of buttons.
I don't think it needs to do that necessarily, but like as long
That's
as
probably the best for making it so that we can.
not everything
otherwise
needs to be
we're like-
super robust. If we know exactly what we want, we could just make it that way.
We don't, but we don't. That's the problem, right? Like, what if I want to remove a button? We already have a button in there that's extra right now. The erase button that it doesn't do anything. I'd love to be able to remove that.
Well, actually, then just put
if I
it put it there for now, and we'll have an extra button, you know, on the. Cause
I
just
don't
want
think.
it
I
in there
think we
before
really
the,
should. We really
playtest.
should set this stuff up properly though, so that we can easily add and remove buttons and shit. Like, so I don't have to be saying, oh well, can't get rid of that button because we have this animation, right? Like, we have to have 5 buttons. So, you know, ideally we would just be I'd be able to just add buttons as I need them and remove them as I need them, just for the sake of testing the design, the user experience for it.
Oh, I need a 4th panel so bad. Are we ever going to need more than 5 buttons?
I don't know. Probably not. 5 is
don't-
probably the max that we can
Yeah,
have.
that's so
But
like.
you might have 3. You could have 3 theoretically. You could have swapping out.
So there's really just 2 things that need to be accounted for in my mind. If there's, it's like you have 5, or you have an odd number or an even number, and that number will always be, like, I could really only see it being 3, 4, or 5, right? So those are the only.
Yeah, but if you're programming it, it's pretty easy, right? You just take. Yes, you have sets for logic for odd or even number. That's like what you really need, the core logic for odd or even. And then really you probably just need the core logic for even, and then add a additional set of logic that runs if there's an extra button that has to go in the middle. But then, you know, that can support any number. That, like, right there, if you program it like that, then they automatically, no matter what number you give it, it will automatically be able to handle it, right? Like, so if odd, you know, if odd, then have an offset from the middle for each side, but then they all go out in their, you know, they go out in sets always. If even, then no offset in the middle, but still go out in your sets, right?
Yeah, I think basically. Okay, the things that always need to be there are delete, the things that can be that could, you know, that are might be sensitive to whether this is a, like, for the word bubbles, I don't think we need the mirror, like, and the erase. Erase we're eventually going to put in, or some version of that. So I think, you know, I can't see. I honestly think both will eventually just have 5, because for the word bubble you just swap out the joke for me button with the mirror, and then both things ultimately have the erase if we're doing that. And if not, we just do 4. Because, like, yes, it's nice to make everything super robust, but, like, for example, with the carousel, right? Like, it's awesome that you know, that you made it super robust, but like, how many times are we really going to use that by the time we're done with this game?
What do you mean? Like it literally can handle now any number of players, so that's used anytime you change the number of players, and you already want to change its orientation, so we'll be able to do that right now real quickly.
Well, that the orientation is more of a camera thing, but like,
It depends on how you want to approach it. The camera doesn't have to be the thing that moves. The carousel can move. Because the camera
just
may
the-
affect
the-
the other buttons in the scene. Alright. The carousel bug I'll fix. The parameterized piggy bank animation, selection bug, which is actually probably more important than some of the other stuff, and sticker drawer. That's what I'll be working on for next week. At some point, though, I think like we haven't got any publishers. I don't think we've really stopped sort of pitching, but I don't expect that to really be that big of an issue. We didn't finish that list, but I don't think we would have gotten anyone honestly from that list, just based on
it's hard to
having
get a
pretty much
publisher.
zero feedback. I think we're nobodies. It's a risky, and we're a risky genre, so I don't expect us to get that way. So I think our only option is to start thinking about self-publishing, and at that point we got to think about early access as a possibility too, or some other means of development funding while we're making the game, and then also getting feedback while we're making the game from playtesters and shit. So I think we should start looking into that, and also like creating our own Reddit persona, so that we can post some of the comics that we find the funniest to us. You know, even if we do it once a week or something, maybe we can get some people paying attention to the game because we make them laugh.
Yeah, that could work. I still think this is a very like, if this game blows up, it's because of a streamer. But the problem with that is like, we want it to be in the best state possible when people see someone else play it. So in that way, it's a little bit of a weakness of the game, is that like, before, you know, yeah, we want it to be in as final a state as possible once a streamer plays it. So it's
Ideally, but I think the guy that did Balatro was talking about how his game was still very much in development when a streamer played it, and then people started paying attention to it more, and but it was not released yet. I think he was still like a year out from release at that point, or
when
something
did
like that.
Northern? It was Northern Lion, right? Northern Lion.
I don't
played
remember.
Balatro.
He has a full blog of his timeline.
February 20th, 2020. When did?
Dan Giesling, whoever that is.
Oh, that's he's part of I think he's part of the Northern Lion crew, but I thought it was Northern Lion that really made it blow up.
Mid-June 2023. That he said that's when it was a massive streamer for my game, and his wishlist numbers spiked after that. He has like I guess Steam allows you to have playtesters on your game before it's released and stuff, so he's playtesting at that time already. Anyway, I'll read through this more thoroughly at some point.
You're gonna have to find streamers that stream like with the
Art.
crew.
Yeah.
No, with a
that's
crew
tough
like all
part.
the
Yeah,
time.
That's-
You know,
yeah.
like
That's Northern Lion and Dan Giesling. I think they are very good candidates for this type of game. They are.
yeah, but
Like Dan is
Absolutely.
relatively popular. He has like 120k subscribers, but Northern Lion's in at least the 500,000 to a million range, and Sips is part of this crew too, actually, and they all play all sorts of these kinds of games together. Usually they're roguelikes, but like.
I guess he only started testing his game like 2 years. So he started the game developing in 2021, December 2021 for 2022 really. And then he started to get
Your dream
play
mattress is within
testers,
reach.
beta testers in June of 2023. So a year and a half, after about a year and a half of working on it.
Flutter is a little different than us, though. It is a single-player game. It is a single-player
It is, yeah.
roguelike.
I'm just getting a sense of how long before release did he have people playing it. Trying to find his release.
I mean, we should get people to play it as soon as possible. That's like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm just saying I think, you know, like, we might build a community that way. But if this game goes viral, I see it as a streamer played it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to get that joke for me button in before I show it to the Philly Game Mechanics people. I also should probably go on the 8th and not show anything just because I haven't been there in almost a year now, and I don't want to come back and show on the first night. But I'm back after a while.
Alright. In terms of next steps for everybody else, Jeff and Dave, get me as many of your stickers as possible as quickly as possible. Anything that's already done, just get it over so I can do it all at once. And yeah, Jeff, I just need the newspaper textures and the PNGs or whatever.
I need to
and
find
the,
a texture to put. Do you want it like textured? Should it be textured?
No, sorry. I mean, I say texture because that's how that's the type of its type in Unity, but it's
okay.
actually just an image.
All right.
JPEG, I guess, technically is better than PNG because they're smaller, right? I guess actually all of our stuff that's not transparent should be JPEGs, but a lot of our stuff is transparent, so
I think mostly everything we use has some sort of transparency on it.
yeah. I also really would love to get the content delivery network stuff in at some point so that it's quicker to build this fucking thing. It takes me an hour and a half to build this when I build it. Which is crazy because at work it takes me 5 minutes to build our work project, and that's because we deliver all of our stuff over the network. So it's not included in the build. It really saves so much fucking time. And all our stickers, you know, that's what's making the build take so long to build. So yeah, I want to get that in too at some point, but that will not be next week. But that is definitely a high priority. And then also the refactoring of the, there's so much to do. Refactoring of the panel rendering system so it doesn't all use cameras. Alright, Chris is gonna do piggy bank stuff, I guess. Make a break animation for it.
And if you have time, we can go through, start doing Polish Pass together. I think we just literally go through the game, go through every menu option, everything. Tutorial. I was also thinking when we were talking before, the tutorial, yeah, still needs to be totally finished. Like I wanted the word bubble to be the last thing you do instead of just putting a gun between two panels. So that, but I can work on What was the issue actually with something had to happen with the word bubble or something first?
Say again.
For the tutorial room, something I wanted the
Oh,
last
the word
step.
bubble would get off because like the thing would be misaligned sometimes. I think most of it's in, but I think I fixed the majority of it. But I
Okay.
think the word bubble like doesn't look like it aligns because sometimes you can move it while it's in the perspective view, and the perspective view won't align with the
Oh, so the mouse and it
expected.
won't be in the same
Yeah.
spot, basically.
Yeah, it won't look right. Yeah, while you're dragging the mouse and also
I mean, it was
while
technically that way with some of the stickers, but like I thought that I could, put everything in just such a position where like it hardly was noticeable or something like that. So maybe they'll
it
be the
still
case with the-
happens. What I should do is just copy my carousel system and move that over to your system so that it's orthographic when you're doing stuff and it's perspective when you're not. But then still the problem is there's cameras on the panels and then there's the camera on the orthographic and it doesn't mask the image. It doesn't line like because the image now looks different. It's different size because of the different angle when you go off to the side. You can see the panel and the sticker separately, which doesn't look right, obviously. But yeah, I'll figure that out later. That may just fix itself if I get the panel. If I refactor the panel rendering system to not use cameras.
Actually,
'Cause
right
then
now
it'll
the
just be
tutorial
masked.
seems totally broken. My hand is not moving.
Let me see.
Because there is a word bubble step in there right now, and I don't think it was so, I don't think the perspective camera stuff was super noticeable, but I can't remember. I thought there's a typing in the word bubble, but there was no moving of the word bubble step. Maybe it was where it is right now. So it says
My
main
tutorial
menu.
works. But it is a different sticker because the sticker stuff offsets when we add new stickers.
Also,
That's
it
the thing we're
says-
gonna have to figure out.
Does yours say main menu twice? And can you click on the back button?
Mine does say main menu twice. I can click on the back button,
I cannot
but
click
the
on the back
angles are
button,
off.
or and my hand is not moving with my mouse for some reason.
Mine does. My hand does move with the mouse. Yeah, that main menu button is off because that is also an issue with orthographic and perspective camera, I believe.
Well, why is there two of them though?
I believe that is because one's rendered by the orthographic camera, the other one's being rendered by the main menu camera, or the perspective camera.
So it was just when I made this, I think it was just a perspective camera.
I must have added both. I must have actually added my system to it because it is because clearly there are those two renderings, and the only way that happens is if there's a orthographic and a perspective camera. But I can proceed through the bulk of the tutorial.
So if you get to the word bubble step, I don't think there's a step where it asks you to move it, but can you share your screen and just try and move it just so I can see how off it looks? If it's able to be moved, I might just turn that off. I can't remember.
Doesn't seem to recognize the pose transition.
Maybe that's because it's not the gun.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe specifically checking that.
Although it should just be the end. It should like an index, and
like
they
an
have the
index,
same
and they
number
have
of
the same number of
poses. Hit backspace. Make sure the instruction is what we think it is. Click on the pose. Click on the pose tool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take another look at it at some point. Yeah, so the back button is working, and it is actually working like we expect. This main menu is not supposed to, I don't think, clickable. But this must be because there's an the orthographic camera or something must not be turning off when you're in, or rather the perspective camera must not be turning off when you're in orthographic view, which is supposed to turn off.
So did you redo some of this? Because I don't think I ever had any.
I redid this a while ago, a long time ago. Cause yeah, I think now when you go left to right, you'll notice. Let me see here. No, because this is still moving slightly, so this must still be partly.
Like it's hardly noticeable, and it might be that way with the word bubble. And I think we just get rid of the everything but the perspective camera, and it's fine. Like it's such a small thing that it doesn't really matter.
Everything you wait, get rid of everything. What do you mean get rid of everything?
Get rid of the orthographic camera stuff that's been worked into
I don't
this
know.
entirely.
I think it's
Cause like
I think we want to have the orthographic camera in there.
Why like you wouldn't like unless you grab on the very
See how
edge
it
of it or
actually
something.
looks here.
Cause like yeah, like
I think we gotta stop like just half doing stuff.
If it's not
gotta
noticeable, it doesn't
do
matter.
it.
Like it's not really noticeable. It wasn't really noticeable, and it was very close to being done.
I think you and me have a different definition of done.
Like the amount of movement of that cursor is so minimal. Nobody would ever notice it. Did you ever see like what the character actually looks like in Rogue Legacy 2 if you rotate the camera? Like this is not an extreme letting this go is not an extreme example of like under the hood things are really actually fucked up. It's a minor thing. A very minor thing.
That's the actual camera.
And him, Chris Chaos, also.
Okay, so here's the orthographic.
Or really say Hasbro had these huge plans, huge goals in mind for digitizing, thereby D&D experience like never before. And it's
I don't understand. That's why this is even rendering still. Oh, it's a stack. Camera stack. Okay, I see. Okay, no, this is not moving, but I think it's the, I think that's because of the orthographic camera. So if I turn off the orthographic, well, now you can't see the mask, but I'll turn the perspective back on. The sticker there. What's the hand layer? Sorry. There it is. Player. Default. Oh, let me restart this. I think I moved it up. Moved it over. Okay. Let's take this layer out. Why is my hand not showing up this way?
You trying to figure out why for me I can't pick anything up, or why my hand's not doing anything?
No, I'm trying to figure out why I can't see the hand right now. Even though the hand is on the right layer. Just do this. Just go in the tutorial manually. Fuck that. Wait, is this the right tutorial? No, game state. It's a controls tutorial. Let's try this. Why the f- is it this? Oh, but that must be why. Okay, so it was there. It's just tiny. Okay, hold on. I see. I see what the problem is. I'll do this. Set this back to that. It was in there. It was just not in the right spot. Come on. Alright. So now this then we can turn off the stack. Have this render to the default, which it does. Come to the scene mode and find the player. Fuck is the player? Yeah, it's automatically remembering that shit. How can I test this? Basically, I'm trying to test. I believe it's more significant than you think. The drift that happens on the player when you're not using orthographic. I'm trying to get that situation to be doable again, but I programmed it in so
Everything
it's
set up the way
literally
it was
not.
set up, you'd have to roll back to the, because like, yeah, I didn't think at the time, like, there's any reason to do this whole 2-camera setup. It was a minor amount of movement on, because it was happening on the stickers, and
I believe it will like fully take your hand off the sticker if you grab it at the right spot and move across the panels.
at a point I had it set up where I was 100% sure you could move it all the way left and all the way right, and it would not, you know, it would not be noticeable.
We gotta like, the point is like you can't have these things held together with toothpicks, because then if you change something, it's all going to break, and you have to redo everything.
Well, this is
Like,
my
that's what,
room.
like,
Let me
this is
redo
annoying.
it if that's the case. But like,
But that's the thing, it's not though, because I had to redo all this code.
you didn't. You just
before.
did.
I did though. I did
Well,
have
you
to
did.
redo
You
it.
didn't
get
have to redo
work.
it. It looked fine. It was totally fine. There was a tiny amount of movement on the mouse when you were dragging a sticker that you could barely see. And now we're fixing
No.
all. Now you know. Now
We're
look
not
at
fixing
it.
anything. We're like, well, look at what. The only difference is the main menu needs to go. That main menu button,
Well,
which
it's
used,
broken
didn't
on my
used to have
end.
text.
I can't move the.
Did you refresh? Did you try? Is it, because I can, and I can move this all fucking day, and I have not been able to replicate your bug. I'll even do it on this incognito window. And like, I fucking work on this thing like 10 to fucking 15 hours.
I worked very hard on this room too. You know. Okay, now I can.
I'm saying
now
I
can
want-
move it.
Yeah. I want there to be a little polish and quality to what we're making. So I like it when, as you drag left to right, the thing
I
doesn't
think this
go off
was
the
one of the
screen.
best looking rooms, honestly. Like it was the most clean. It was one of the most clean looking, best looking rooms.
but that we're not talking about. Well, I mean, first of all, like when you're full screen, this is not how I would have it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can push
obviously.
those.
The only
push those
downside
ahead.
here of, I mean, those will, like you see now, look, this doesn't scale with the size. Nothing, like, this is a problem, right?
It's scaling, just the UI is not scaling, right?
Like, look, when I scale this taller, right? This, so like there are, like, you see the UI here, this is, the text is now nowhere near where it's supposed to be. You can now see here's your perspective camera, right?
If you want to fix
So I
that
have
stuff,
the image
totally
up
go ahead.
above.
But like the putting the extra perspective camera in to have the mouse not move millimeters.
This is a bug. Look, this is a bug from the perspective camera right here. Like there, you see the panel sticker and this. That's why I put the orthographic stuff in, is because these bugs were happening.
But the bug is still happening. But the putting an extra camera thing.
Oh,
in
this is
didn't-
actually, sorry. This is a different thing. You're right. This is for some reason, somehow I was able to copy it. I guess I was in that step and didn't realize it.
If you
I
want
thought
to
I
fix
was on
the
the other
UI
step.
scaling, by all means, do that. I just don't think we need an extra camera in there so that the mouse doesn't.
The extra camera is the perspective thing. The extra camera is to fix like because you were looking at a picture of the hand before that was not the true representation of the hand of where it was, and like, so when you were or you were looking at the picture of the sticker on the panel too, which would you tried to line the hand up exactly with the panel, but it didn't always work properly. And when the perspective camera was here, if I had something like
positive
this,
it was unnoticeable. Like
I am positive it was noticeable, which is why I changed it the first time. I'm not saying you didn't work hard on this, Chris. I work fucking so much more on this than anyone else. But look right here. You see it right there. You see it right there. I did not change your perspective camera at all. All I did was set it to have
what
the
am I seeing?
right. Like, hold on, I gotta get my mouse back. I can't do it with my mouse apparently because my mouse hides the screen. But see, look at the top left of this. You see that double here? Here's a circle. Here's a circle. It's because of the perspective camera. Circle, circle. You see a double image. Circle, circle.
That
That
does
kind
not
of stuff
matter.
was happening.
That does not matter. That
See,
doesn't
this is the
matter.
thing. I don't agree. I disagree. And I'm going to fix those problems when I see them. I get it. You have kids. You have you have to look for another job. I'm not asking you to put more time in, but don't throw shit at me when I'm putting the time in.
I'm not throwing shit at you. How am I throwing shit at you?
You're complaining when I go and change things and modify and try and fix bugs, fix things that I would consider to be bugs. Yes, this main menu thing, that's a bug. That's easy to fix. That's fine, but it's not that big a deal. And then when you're going through and
I
telling
think it's a
and
huge
say,
deal.
alright, then go fix it. Remove the main menu. But don't complain at me when I put in the orthographic camera system so that it doesn't have the weird thing where the mouse doesn't line up with the sticker you're dragging. The sticker will literally float away from your hand as you're dragging it across the screen.
It was never
And,
that bad.
It
I mean,
was
it
that
was
bad.
that
That's why
bad
I
at a
fixed
certain
it.
at a certain point, but when I lined everything up right, it was fine.
And then it has to be lined up just perfectly. If anything moves, it all falls apart.
It doesn't matter because after this, after this tutorial, it's done. Like after this room is I thought this room would be like.
But it's not. It's not done because if we decide we want to change the tutorial, then we have to redo it. And then
I
if
did change the
anything
tutorial
moves,
several
it all
times,
breaks.
and it was not a big deal. It didn't make a big difference in making the changes.
Because I fixed things as they were breaking.
You came in after it was to the point where like 2 steps before the last step now, maybe, or maybe even at the very end, but like
The tutorial itself, I would argue, also needs to be reprogrammed. I haven't done it yet. I reprogrammed a little bit of it to make it a little easier to manage. But and this is the problem here of like, I am happy to spend time to show you some of the software engineering stuff, but you don't have that time. So until then, you can't just say I can't touch stuff, because I get that you want to have ownership of things and be able to maintain them, but I need to work with them.
And I want to be able to go in and change things. When you change things, it makes it
So
harder
what's
for
the
me
problem?
to change things.
What's the problem with the way this looks right now? To you, other than the main menu button.
Nothing, because the difference is so small between everything. Now, if I go back in, it works a different way than when I made it. And
So that's what I'm saying. I need to change the stuff so that I can program it, or so that I can maintain it properly. Like the way you have everything in here, the reason why this breaks, why this sticker constantly breaks, is because it's hard coded. You can't have hard-coded values like this. Anytime we add a new sticker, it's gonna break.
We don't need to add a
Like
new
this
sticker.
is a perfect example of why yes, you can make something work the first time. That's actually the golden rule of programming. Make it work first, but then it needs to be improved. The systems can't just stay the way they were, because they can't stay like tied together with spaghetti. They have to be improved so that as you want to work with them further and improve them, you're not discouraged from iterating on this design. Maybe we want to add more to the tutorial.
That's what I just told you my issue is. I'm discouraged from iterating on this room now. Like I was excited to actually go in and finish it up. Now I'm not.
I'm sorry that you don't have the programming experience, but I will teach you that if you want.
I don't
It's
have
not that
time.
hard.
And the difference between
It really
what you
isn't
did
that
and
hard.
the way it looks and the way it looked before is so minimal that it doesn't seem worth it to have done it. At least not until it was fully
Also,
done.
like, what about the code? Let's go look at the fucking tutorial code.
I get it. My code's hard coded. That's all bad. Sure. Like it don't like. Who like? Why does that matter? Right now?
Also, I left the majority of this code. Well, the point I'm making is I left the majority of this code the way you had it.
Yeah.
I cleaned some of it up, but look at all these like crazy spaces and stuff. I didn't touch a lot of it. I only touched the pieces that needed to be touched,
That's not the
which
part
were the camera system. All I did was add in the separate camera system on initialization.
Okay.
So why are you discouraged from going back in and messing with this? Because you don't like
I don't
that
know how to account for
that
the
there's a second
perspective.
camera?
I
You
don't know how
have to account for it. It just works. That's the point of everything I do, is so
That's
that
not always
when you
like,
change things, they just work.
that has
That's
not been
system
my
design.
experience with my I open my things all the time and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I'm sorry that again. I will refactor some of your stuff when I need, like your animation system.
Can you just
Chris,
wait
I spent
until
fucking
the
15
end?
hours on
Just
that
wait
animation
until I'm-
system getting it to
Sure,
work again.
Sure. Wait until the end. Wait until I'm done with the room. I was very close to being done. And then
With what,
do all
the
that.
tutorial room
The
or
tutorial
the
room.
animation room?
Oh,
Tutorial room? You haven't worked on
anything.
the tutorial room in months.
I know.
You're not very close to like what am I supposed to do? Just leave it?
The only-
I wanted to test it.
the
I
only-
had someone play test it. That's part of the reason why I was working on it. I had someone play test it, got their feedback.
That's great. I'm saying the only thing left to do was to have the word bubble lerp up from the bottom. Have the last step be placing the word bubble between the two.
So the
panels.
word bubble lerping up, that's a great example. That would affect all word bubbles. Or if you
Yeah, I think
remember,
that's
because
why
you
we
tried
were
to do that
waiting.
before, that breaks things other places. If you want that word lerp up animation, it has to be done properly. It has to be done in the context of the rest of the code. And we can interface stuff. We can use interfaces to make some of this stuff more easy, but you haven't wanted to learn how to use interfaces, and whenever I try to talk to you, it's by the time I'm done talking, you clearly weren't listening, because you don't seem interested. Not because you're not, just because you clearly weren't like you were just waiting for me to talk.
I thought you were saying that you wanted me to redo the all the piggy bank animations, which were just supposed to be example animations anyway. So I was trying to.
Yeah,
I
but
was
so
thinking about redoing
if I'm
it
always
and trying
waiting
to-
for you, then what can I do? I have to use that stuff.
Nothing. I'm
I
just
can't
asking you
use
to
your.
wait until. So this room is like this room has nothing to do with most of the modes. I'm just asking.
This
you
room
to
wasn't done. The piggy bank animation room wasn't done. What can I do? Use of yours then. You're telling me none of these things were done. Wait till you're done. I can't
No,
wait.
the piggy
like,
bank. So the piggy bank
forever.
thing, I was totally fine with like. With
And we
you-
were also showing Rami too. That's why I also fixed this room up.
This room's not integrated with hardly anything else other than the fact that it uses stickers and word bubbles. So like, that's down.
I wanted
for
it
me
to look
downstream
nice when I
from-
showed it off.
From you, it looks exactly the same. That's my whole point. You did all this work, and it's like it's.
It doesn't look the same.
It
It,
does look the
doesn't.
same.
It does not look the same.
It does.
You and I have two. If the problem is, again, I created the code so that it couldn't break easily, so it's hard to show you what it used to look like. Because my code is robust.
I mean,
it works.
I have videos of me working on
Um,
it, but I don't think it's worth it to pull it up. But I will if you want. But like, I have the video of me showing it at a meeting somewhere. I can pull you up and show you exactly what it looked like at that time.
I'm sure when you're showing it off, it's not going like I'm talking about. I'd drag it. You need to show. Pick up the sticker on the left. drag it to the right.
Yes,
The hand's
I'm
no
sure
longer
I
on
have a
top
video
of
of
it.
literally me streaming to this Discord, you watching, and you saying this is always
Sure,
gonna
go
be
fucking
like,
pull up the video. I don't care. But I am not going to, when I'm showing it off to someone like Rami or showing it off for a playtest. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna make it better.
alright, I gotta go to bed.